The film begins on Christmas Eve in Manhattan. A young businesswoman named Angela, who is working until late, wish she can finish her work as soon as possible so she can spend time with her family. A few hours later, Angela finishes her work. He meets a company security guard named Carl. He accompanies her and informs her that the building will remain closed for the next 3 days. Angela goes to her car and tries to start the car. Unfortunately, it won't start. She decides to return to the lobby and call a taxi, but the door has been shut. Then he goes to security office and meets a guard named Thomas. Angela explains about her car and asks Thomas to order her a taxi. Since it's a Christmas Eve, it's hard to get a taxi, so he offers a help to fix her car. After a while, it still won't start. Angela thanks to him and prefers to go home with taxi. Thomas opens the elevator door and she calls for a taxi. When the taxi arrives, Angela finds the main door is locked. She asks the driver to wait. Angela then returns to the parking lot hoping to find Thomas to open the main door, but soon the taxi driver leaves. Suddenly the light in the parking lot goes out. From behind, Thomas grabs her and covers her mouth with a chloroform. She faints right away. Angela wakes up and realizes she wears new clothes. She also discovers her legs chained to the table. Thomas explains that he wants to spend Christmas with her, so he arranged this candlelight dinner. Angela realizes that Thomas is not mentally stable. Thomas also mentions her family member, this indicating he has been observing her for a while. Thomas instructs Angela to call her family and inform them that she is fine and that they should not be concerned. She calls her family to inform them that she will not be coming soon. Then, Thomas brings a present to Angela. It's a videotape. Turns out it's footage of her co-worker Jim, who tries to rape her. Jim decides to take Angela from P2 to P4. When they arrive, there's Jim tied up in a chair. Thomas informs her that this is her Christmas present. Thomas tells her to beat Jim with his stick. Angela, however, do not want to do it, and telling him that whatever Jim did was a mistake because he was drunk and he has already apologized. When he heard that, he shouts at her and decides to beat Jim by himself. Not enough, he drives his car forward into the wall, crushing him against it. This man is a psychopath. When Thomas stops his car, Angela manages to run away from him. Angela goes back to the security office to grab her cell phone so she can call 911. Unfortunately, it has no signal. She goes to the exit shutter of the parking lot to find the signal. After a while, her cell phone receives a signal that the phone slips out of her hand. Angela then tries to reach the phone but is unable to do so so she isn't sure whether her phone is connected to the 911 line or not. She also starts calling for help in the hopes that someone is listening.
Please, if anyone can hear me, I'm trapped in the underground parking structure of the Arcadia building. It's 2370 Park Avenue. Someone's trying to kill me.
Angela? Angela? Can we talk about this?
Shortly after, Thomas arrives on the scene, but Angela has already left. Angela makes her way to the elevators and uses the key cards to gain access. In a panic and fear, Angela presses several buttons on the elevator to reach the lobby, but instead she gets stuck inside. When she tries to contact the elevator operator, it is answered by Thomas himself. A few moments later, Thomas opens the elevator's upper shaft and starts filling the elevator with the water. When the water starts rising, Carl's body floating around. After a while, Angela manages to get out from the elevator and arrive at P3. She then leaves Carl's body and goes back to P2. She takes an axe and destroys all the security cameras. Once it's done, she heads to the security office to attack Thomas. But Thomas is not there. There she sees a tape when Tom is gently touching Angela's body while she was unconscious. Angela is enraged by this and swings her axe towards the television. Then, she notices a police car arriving at the exit shutter of the parking lot. Suddenly, Thomas stuns her by stun gun and makes her unconscious. After that, He meets the police. The police inform Thomas that they have received an emergency call from this location. The cops then begin combing the entire parking lot. Meanwhile, Angela is locked inside the car trunk. The police investigate every corner of the parking space, and even arrive at the scene where Jim was killed, but didn't find anything suspicious as the scene had already been wiped clean. Angela is awake and manages to get out from the car trunk. She runs towards the exit of the parking lot, but the police car is already leaving the building. Angela sees Thomas and his dog standing in front of the shutter. Thomas unleashes his dog's leash, and the dog begins chasing Angela. Angela manages to survive from Thomas's dog by killing the dog. This woman can escape from anything except the building. Then, she goes to a rent-car office and steals a key car. She starts the car and drives as fast as she can to the exit. Unlucky, Thomas crashes her car before she can escape. Angela reverses her car and drives towards the P2 level of the building, but is unable to drive properly because her hands are cuffed. Soon, she crashes into a pillar, causing her car to turn over.
Fuck with me, let's fucking do this. Come on!
Thomas comes to her car and finds her unconscious. Turns out she is feigned. She stabs one of his eyes and chokes him with her handcuffs until he passes out. After that, Angela uses the electric zapper to start a fire and makes Thomas burn along with the car.
Merry Christmas, Thomas.
Angela, wait, I didn't...
Finally, after spending a night with a psychopath in a parking lot, Angela can get out from the building and walking towards home to tell her memorable experience to her family.
If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. You should watch the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more video like this.